These days, there's never been more ways for us to communicate with each other. We can phone, text, email, chat on social media, and of course, this weekend, millions of people will have sent handwritten cards to those they secretly admire. Yet, despite all these opportunities, it remains difficult to actually meet a potential partner, especially one who shares your faith.
I've come to a cafe in East London where around 50 brave people have come to try out Christian speed dating.
How important is it for you to have a partner that shares your faith?
100% important.
It's a very important part of what I want out of my life, is it's a partner who has that kind of shared foundation with me.
So we're going to now start with a quick prayer.
Everyone sits opposite a partner and has just 4 minutes to find out as much as possible about each other.
All change, please, all change.
When the time's up, it's on to the next.
It's hard to say in 4 minutes whether people share exactly the same kind of background or values.
Those 4 minutes go very quick, so sometimes you think you want to get as many questions out as possible.
The event's been set up by Christian Connection. It's an online dating website which helps single people find a potential partner who shares their faith.
When we started, a lot of people told us off that this was not a good thing to do, but we did point out that speed dating was actually started by a Jewish rabbi for people in synagogues to meet each other. So we're really just following on that religious tradition.
Do you think speed dating encourages snap decisions, maybe, or, you try not to be judgmental, but...
You know when you go to a party?
Yeah.
You basically do the same thing as you do in speed dating.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's the normal snap decision. It's nothing different.
People are very happy to be single, myself included. But if you are a Christian and you're looking for love, what are your specific needs and challenges?
Single people get pressure from society, from their parents and from their churches. But at the same time, single Christians are being told, you've got to marry another Christian. And sometimes that's very, very difficult.
Do you think there's pressure on single Christians to get married?
Definitely. I think the church doesn't necessarily recognise singles as being part of the church sometimes.
In my church, you know everybody and you've got friends, but if you haven't found a partner out of those 50 or 60, then you just got to look other places.
I think a lot of churches now, you don't necessarily always get that mix of age groups, so it's nice to come and kind of meet people of your own age who are single, and you know why you're both there, and you've got that kind of foundation of your faith as well.
Whether or not tonight's brief encounters will lead to lasting relationships, only time will tell.
Well, everyone here seems to be having a really nice time, and speed dating is just one of the modern ways that people use to try and find love and friendship. More and more people are turning to the internet. Here's what happened when two people went online.
I was putting my head in the sand about trying to find a wife. I'd put it in God's hands and just said, see how we get on. A friend of mine who was a vicar said to me, look, mate, why don't you sign up? And I said, I would rather drill my own teeth. So he said, look, come on, it'll be good. And so I said, OK.
I was quite anxious about joining a site and sort of that aspect of not trusting God, because ultimately, God is going to provide. But at the same time, I didn't feel like there was a blockage to kind of going on this.
Once signed up to the website, the next step is to write a profile that tells potential partners all about yourself.
I gave it very little care and attention. I wrote it in 15 minutes and plonked a picture on there.
What I tried to do was be really quite full in my profile, so to kind of really explain myself.
I am the classic bloke, and I tended to just look at the picture.
The first approach is often to press a button and send a virtual wave to someone as a way of saying hello without committing too much.
I saw this woman and I thought, yeah, she looks pretty, so I just gave her a wave.
This guy had sort of waved at me, but his photo was upside down, and I thought, oh, poor soul.
She responded, I like what I see, and by the way, your photo's upside down.
After a number of phone calls, Tim and Ray arranged to go on a date.
We agreed to meet, and I don't know whether she was lying, but she looked at me, the first thing she said to me was, oh, you're handsome.
When I met him, I thought, gosh, he looks a bit greyer than I photoed. But then, during the meal, I'd asked him to say grace. I think it's at that point where I knew. I think I just thought, I really like this guy.
Within 2 years, they were married. Now they're the proud parents of their 6-month-old daughter.
Very happy that I made that decision to go online and jump in and get my feet wet.